Hi, my name is Kelly Reddy-Heffner, and thank you for taking the time to be here at Fresh Squeeze this morning. We have had an interesting few weeks with car issues. The good news is nothing was too dangerous, scary, or awful. Most of it is in the rearview mirror, and I think we can also mostly laugh about it now. While sorting through the various issues, my husband referenced at one point that it felt like we were in the Hunger Games movie with the spinning dial where the characters don't know what crazy thing is going to happen next. We had the vacation tire situation on the turnpike. We had a battery issue, a cracked windshield. We had another bent wheel from a Pittsburgh pothole. I kept saying tire, but I know it was indeed the wheel, mostly from the expense of the item. New rotors and brakes, you name it, it just felt like it was happening. Every day, we literally would wake up with a new issue. As you probably know, repairs are not cheap, especially right now. Some issues don't allow for the car to be driven, so you're out of having a vehicle for days on end. And of course, my new favorite is the amount of literal days it takes to order parts and actually get a repair. So you take it in, you have the car looked at, it gets diagnosed, and then you get to find out when you can come back and hopefully have the repair done. And even then, it's not typically in the same day. So very rare to have a same day resolution. As planners, we get asked all the time, when does the repair make sense versus buying a new or a newer car? There are some guidelines to help with this consideration. What's the cost of the repair versus the value of the vehicle? If you are spending upwards of 50% or more of the car's value, could a repair in that price point be a major red flag? Unfortunately, it isn't always one thing. So it's those series of things happening where you do need to go back and look, hold up, this is like my third repair in a couple months. Keep a good log if you can, so you can see, okay, over the last 6 months, this is what I've spent, because unfortunately it's more common to see those little things starting to add up. Also, is there always something adding up? Is there always something breaking, and those little monthly things are starting to look like a monthly car payment? Getting a professional opinion on whether something is safe, is fixable, can be really helpful. Of course, you need to trust that person, that professional mechanic's opinion. But are the repairs becoming so inconvenient that they are having an impact on your well-being? What can you afford in terms of repairs? A down payment on a newer car? How do payments potentially fit into your monthly budget? What's the alternative to the repair or replacement decision? Sometimes we don't have a choice. We need to get to work. So there's some resources out there as well, just to provide some references. Napa and AAA both have repair estimators to get a ballpark for what to expect, or to compare maybe a price that you got from a service provider. Of course, I always recommend maybe adding 10% more for that surprise element. Edmunds also has a tool for looking at the cost of 5 years of car ownership, so you can have a really healthy comparison on whether it really is cheaper to buy the newer new car at that point. For myself personally, while the chaos was unfolding, we did purchase a new used car with low mileage. We did research, compared options, did test drives, read about different makes and models. I guess I still question, even several weeks after, do you ever really know if you made the right choice in these matters? But part of me is really not that into cars, but another part of me really wants to love what I'm sitting in whenever I do get in the car to go somewhere. And I just want it to be easy. Tired of the chaos, the fatigue, the decision fatigue as well. Working from a negative position, though, can be tough on maximizing those choices. So I had a lot of, I don't like this. So a word to the wise and a do as I say, not as I do, but it can be helpful to have that positive list of criteria versus, I don't like that after the test drive, although that can be helpful too. Overall, my personal pursuit of righting this wheel of chaos has had mixed results. I have a 10-year-old vehicle that one could argue I have a sentimental relationship with. It drives great, has had minor issues. It was the windshield and brakes culprit and an odd ABS harness item that I forgot until now. That part could not be located anywhere in the United States for several weeks. Mileage is reasonable on it, and I just found a repair shop I like. So those are some of the considerations for keeping that car. We also have a 5-year-old car, and it was responsible for one of the tire items, the battery, and I don't love driving it, but my husband does. We bought that new used car to kind of help alleviate some of the car calamity, and it promptly was in the shop for the pothole repair. And another item that I also forgot about until I was recording this, that luckily was fixed and still under warranty. But only time will tell if I have successfully navigated the repair and buy decisions of late. My fingers are crossed that we're gonna get a little personal break, but do your research, have that budget in mind, do that comparison of the repair versus the purchase, and don't forget to consider your sanity in it and to make a decision that will also feel good and help alleviate some stress about the situation as well. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of the week.